That's right, folks. We're a Flyers podcast now. Phillies who? It's all about the Flyers, baby. Let's go, Flyers. Hey, guys. Welcome to the UK Phillies podcast. With me, Dave Shaw, Richard, Morgan, and special guest George as well, who we'll bring in very, very shortly. But let's start on a high, guys. Richard, Flyers.
Oh,
what a dream.
Man.
What a dream run so far.
And you didn't even tell me you were going to be hitting us with some Olivia Dean.
Keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes.
It's been a long night of a long week of very late night. I mean, that says it all. I can't anymore. But yeah, electric. Everything the Phillies are not right now. It's really good.
It is just unreal. Like I watched the highlights again this morning, and it feels like the Phillies 2022 run all over again. It really does. Like there's magic. There's a sense. There's a feel about this Flyers team right now. And the good thing is they're young. You know, this could be the start of something special for the Philadelphia Flyers. They're gonna wrap it up Saturday, aren't they, Rich?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. We are sweeping the fans.
And it took the pain away of the Merseyside derby, didn't it, Rich?
I mean, we're playing a team that spent $500 million in summer, so I mean, that's football, isn't it? Like it's whoever spends the most.
Well, true. Bit like baseball with the Dodgers right now as well.
Yeah.
Morgan, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. The weather's been out, been busy. York City can win the league, can get promoted back to the Football League on Saturday. Like, honestly, I wish the Phillies were good because I've tried everything I can to avoid thinking about that game because I will go into a mental breakdown over how nervous I am. But I just wish the Phillies gave me something to think about. Can I even think about the minor league team at the moment? Hopefully, maybe. If there's anything that can get me interested, just to keep my mind away from Saturday, because while the Phillies are being bad, I need it to be something. But the sun's out, and that's always making me happy.
Oh, the weather's great. If you want a positive, the weather's been fantastic. It feels like summer. Yeah, why did they put the game behind a paywall, Morgan? I thought they wanted to promote non-league football. What a way they could do it, and they've put it behind a paywall.
Because DAZN's stupid. We know this. I mean, anyone's ever used the website knows they're terrible.
Think about the shareholders.
Yeah, true.
Got
true.
Shareholder value.
As a Yorkshire boy, I do hope York do it. Although York are Harrogate's rivals, and Harrogate will probably go down this weekend. What a flip-flop that could be. And we are joined by George, who has just come back from a trip to Philly, which we're going to get into plenty of because we need to let's get some Flyers vibes. You know, the Phillies are killing it the wrong way, but the Flyers are absolutely buzzing. And George, I can only imagine the city was rocking this last week.
Yeah, I mean, I've been going since 2014 to Philly, and I've been there when it's Flyers hockey and there's nothing else on. I've never felt the city like it was Saturday night. I mean, I know the Braves were beating us. The only talk of the town was Flyers. Everyone was going, when you're watching the Flyers, even on Monday against the Cubs, 13 runs.
Yeah.
First people's thoughts as soon as we came out of the game was, right, let's watch the Flyers. Let's watch the shootout. And so we all congregated by the third base bar. And it was, 10 people, 50, 100, 200 people. And then you're just walking back through Center City and, on the Broad Street line. And it's just, everyone's flying up. Everyone across the city. And I've never seen it like that. Even when we were good back in 2014, it was pretty special and pretty glad I was there for it, if I'm being honest with you.
It is magic. Like the city when the Phils or the Eagles and any sports team in the postseason, it's magic. It's absolutely magic. Again, both Red Octobers I've been to have been very, very special. It's core memories you never forget. And everybody, there's nothing I can think like it. Maybe if England won the World Cup, maybe like the complete euphoria, the city goes crazy, and it's everybody. It's everybody. Every shop you go into, everyone's wearing. Like when I was there for the Phillies, it was Phillies. Everybody wants to talk Phillies. Everyone's mood was just lifted. Like Philly's like a special place where it's a bubble. Nothing else matters when one of the sports teams are in the postseason. It's just one of those magical feelings. George, we'll dive into that with you very, very shortly, mate, because I'm excited to hear about your trip. The Phillies are at the moment playing the Cubs in the top of the 8th. They are 5-6 down. I think so. We potentially could be on if they break this 8-game losing streak. It could happen. I'm a little bit excited. Do you want to quickly talk into the Phillies?
I think we have to, don't we?
I think we have to address
It's
this.
the Phillies pod.
Very, again,
I know we love the Flyers,
for the
but I think
third
we
week running, shall we rip the bandage off, the band-aid, and do this? I just
The
don't.
good news today, Taiwan Walker.
Walker's walked. Yeah,
been pushed more like, but
I don't think it. I don't know. It's not going to solve anything, is it? There's the stats all over social media are terrible. It's embarrassing that the Kevin Long situation.
oh my god, the Kevin Long left-hand batting practice thing has annoyed me so much. Like,
Do you want to just explain it in case people haven't?
Yes, Dave, do you want to go, or I've got the athletic screenshot up if you need it.
What? Sorry, say that again.
The whole Kevin Long left-handed batting practice situation. Do you want to explain it for people that aren't fully aware of what's going on?
So let me read the quote. Sorry, Bryce Harper's in a 9-bat bat at the moment. It's the most I've watched the Phillies in about a week and a half, to be honest. Where's the quote? Sanchez has been beat up today. First of all, while I find that, Chris Sanchez, although his ERA is still very respectable at this stage of the season, it's the most hits he's allowed in 3 games running now in his career. Even he looks slightly broken and far from his best. What do you think, Rich? Like, is there something going on behind it? It all feels broken to me right now, looking from the outside. Nothing's going our way, and the fact that Sanchez is now crumbling really worries me.
Yeah, I think broken's probably a good word to use. I think last week we obviously spoke about we need a spark from somewhere, and Reyes comes up, hits the home run, like maybe that's the spark. And maybe it's not the lack of sparks, and the fuel's just kind of had it. Like you've got some damp firewood, and it doesn't matter how many sparks you're going to have. It's just it ain't going to cut it. That's what it's starting to feel like, honestly. And I'm one of the most positive sort of sports fans you'll probably find, and I'm used to having teams that support. So it's painful, and it's hard to get excited for a Phillies game at the minute, which is.
It really is. I can't even watch.
I didn't think I'd say. Like, I was really excited for the season. I hope I will be excited. But it's I'll still watch them, and it's still go Phillies and all that, and I hope they figure it out. But it's tough, man.
They need to get to 500 by the All-Star break. They really do, and they can reset for the second half of the season and work some things out at least. But you just don't know where the next win's going to come from right now. The Reyes home run was awesome. I really thought, hey, let's go. Reyes, Crawford up. This is now, like you said, the spark. But Reyes has gone sort of cold since. Crawford's really, really cooled off as well. Found out. So the Kevin Long quote. Basically, they've had no left-handed batting practice arms. Like, what is that? Not only that, for the last year, but this has been our problem for the last 3 years. Why? What is going on? It says here, to Long, the struggles partly come back to the lack of lefty batting practice arm. The Phillies were without one until a few days ago when they hired Logan Mateo, joined the team. Long, who would typically throw lefty batting practice, had surgery last August and is still unable to throw. Bullpen coach Cesar Ramos and assistant pitching coach Mark Lowry throw left batting practice but can't during games. So they've had nobody throwing left-handed. Like, get someone from the crowd. Like, all you've got to do is just throw a pitch behind a cage. It's not hard. Where's the pitching machine? This is so poor, so embarrassing.
I think it's pathetic when across the league you've got machines that can simulate almost any arm angle from any major league pitcher. You can get Chris Sale, or you can get Clayton Kershaw, or any other lefty, like high-level lefty, and yet we're saying that we can't have anyone do it. When you look at some of the numbers, the lefty splits are so much worse this year compared to last. I saw a stat on Twitter this evening. Last year, we hit 253 against lefties. Obviously, Kyle Schwarber was great against lefties. Bryce is usually pretty good. This year, we're hitting 178 against lefties.
Yeah, Kyle's got one home run against lefties all year. I think which was last night.
Such a drop off, and like I kind of get it for the back end of last year. We were still hitting well, and he had the surgery in August. Fine, if you want to run it out, and then by the time we got to the playoffs, we hit Kershaw around really well, and we hit Blake Snell around really well. Hitting those two was not the reason why we lost that playoff series against the Dodgers. Fine. You then had the entire winter to fix it. Everyone knew Kevin Long had that surgery. That was not a secret within the organization. How did no one in the organization say, let's go find Kevin Long a co-hitting coach? Or, yeah, can we not find someone to pair him up with so one can throw right?
Somebody throw the ball left-handed. Like,
how?
Trying to get one of the pitchers to do it, or the bullpen arms to do it. Like, I'm sorry, there's ways around it. I think it's just embarrassing. The whole thing it's just really unraveling. George, what do you make of it all, buddy? Well, you've been out there as well. The vibes out there for the Phillies must be on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying in the WhatsApp today with Morgan, I just think it's complete negligence about that left-handed throwing. I mean, like Morgan said, you have a pitching machine. Come on, figure it out, guys. You're spending, I don't know how many millions on contracts. You can get some bloke in to throw an arm with your left hand. Like,
I'll do it for free. Fly me out there, I'll do it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even left-handed, but I'll do it.
But yeah, I mean, the Phillies, everyone's pretty down on them. I think the positive for the Phillies is the Flyers are taking so much heat off them. That is the only positive right now. If the Flyers were, what they were in January and didn't make the playoffs, then their heat, on WIP 97.5 would be like ramped up to a level I don't think we've even. I mean, it's high right now and it's hot, and everyone's calling for Topper's head. But I think it would be even more than it is right now. The Flyers are taking up so much heat off the Phillies, which I think should benefit them, and they're not taking advantage of it. Like you have an opportunity here to go, okay, we're in a slump. Flyers are taking the heat off us. Just go under the radar, and yet they keep slumping and making it worse for themselves.
And what's not helping is these sort of, quotes like this coming out, and it's just every day there's something going on with the Phils that they're not helping themselves right now. Although Edmundo Sosa is now at bat with 2 outs and 2 on, top of the 8th, 1-run game. Could the season turn around right here? Could the season? It's the most upbeat.
George, your first game was the game where the Phillies actually looked like they had turned it around.
Yeah, I was texting everyone saying, "Look, I'm the cure for the season.
The lucky talisman." Yeah.
Yeah, I was, keep me there till October kind of thing, and then by about Wednesday, it was like, "Yeah, go on, get yourself home now." So yeah, I mean, the other quote that shocked me, I think it was David Dombrowski the other day, said, "We don't have a cleanup hitter. It's your job."
I know.
Hate to be Roy Keane. It is your job. Your job is to get a cleanup hitter. That is your job.
And we've had Bohm, Garcia, Marsh. Marsh is the only person who I think, and Reyes are the only people that fit. Well, actually, Bohm's hit a home run in the cleanup. Reyes has, to be fair to him as well, and Marsh has, but it's just not enough for a team like us who have got power bats, no doubt, but can't do it in the cleanup spot. It's like a cursed position right now. It's frustrating. Rich, Topper's getting a lot of pressure to go. If the Phils had to make a move, backroom staff, first, who would it be? Long, Dombrowski, or Topper?
It's a tough one. I mean, it's probably Topper for me. I think it's hard to really argue too much against what Dombrowski's got. I mean, they obviously put all their eggs in the Bichette basket this offseason, and it's that didn't work out, and they didn't seem to have a plan B and very much panicked. I wouldn't want to. Oh, you're clearly miles ahead of my TV.
How far has that ball just gone, Dave? How far has that ball just gone?
I think it's a single. I think it's 6.
Single, fair enough.
Oh, did you get an in-play runs? Is that what?
I got an in-play runs. Yeah. 6. They've come all the way back.
There we go.
This is us, by the way. If you're listening, we've turned this season around. Ever since we started, come on, even pre-show, the Phil started scoring runs. This is us. And Alec Bohm, if he takes the lead here, you will get a live Alec Bohm song. Sorry, Richard, as you were. Sorry, Topper out.
They're all amazing. Keep them all. No, yeah, I think for me, it's I think at this point the buck stops at the top, and as much as you don't want it to be a like a Chelsea situation and just continuously blame the manager. I think at this point, if a change needs to happen, even if it's not Topper's fault, I see it hard how you change that whole thing without the guy at the top going.
Right, like 2022 when Girardi went, and then Topper coming in actually turned things around. However, Don Mattingly, I don't know.
I think if you want a whole culture shift, that's where you have to look.
Yeah, well, you do, and you won't go to Dombrowski, especially during a season. It's unheard of that, especially in baseball, that an owner, leaving halfway through. It's not going to happen. Dombrowski won't be going anywhere. Morgan, what about you? For me, I think Kevin Long. I think they both should. I don't. Getting on base isn't the problem though. It's scoring runners and scoring position, and what's that down to? As we said, Alec Bohm just walked, bases loaded. Prime example, right here, right now.
Stop ruining it. Just
sorry. Bases loaded right now. This is a prime problem that's been all season. Watch them turn it around now. But
Versus is still second before the walk as well.
No, top is the easiest one to move. We've seen managerial firings across the league mid-season constantly. You're not moving Dombrowski mid-season. It's just it's unheard of, as you said. And I don't think Kevin Long is going to get moved. Especially he's just been extended as well.
Which I find a bit, yeah, go on.
He's so close with the vets, and there was one thing I was watching a video actually about players only meetings and kind of the impact that they have. And Trey was asked about it in 23, 20, I think it was 24 when we were struggling in 24. And he was asked about players only meeting, and he was like, "They're only if you're like if the culture's bad." And if Trey's saying that back then. It's like, oh, well, we kind of trust ourselves with how close Trey, Schwarber, and Harper are. They all play together in Washington. They've been together now in Philly for a few years. Those three, with how close they are, they trust their process so much. And I think Topper trusts their process so much with everything he says. We're playing well, like the process is there. I don't understand how we get out of this because you've got those three superstars, two of which are playing really well. And Turner's not bad. He's just not as good as he was last year. How do you get out of this when you've got such a culture ingrained of we trust our process, we're going to be fine. Everyone's saying it. I don't know what changing. Like, if you remove Topper, it's probably going to be Dusty Wathan that gets the job because Don Mattingly said he didn't want it.
I know Dusty, former podcast guest.
Like, it's probably going to be him from what I've read. Don Mattingly said he didn't want to be a manager ever again because of how much energy it takes. I don't know who else you give it to. They're not going to go find someone external, like, I don't know.
The problem is as well is that Dombrowski needs to be looking to do something. Like everybody's watching the Phillies now. Like everybody's eyes are on the Philly and how, like the Mets and how bad we are. But Dombrowski's got a lot on the line here. He's put all into this to win it. The quotes: "I want my trophy back. We're gonna run it back." He trusts his team. This team's got the talent. He's got to make him. I think he'd be under pressure, more pressure than Cohen actually, to make a move at the Mets and to make a move. And I think Topper's head's on the line. I think if we don't win today, we'll go to the Braves. Well, we could easily be swept out of that one as well. And Crawford strikes out swinging. So there you go, prime example. What is this down to? Why can't we handle the pressure situations? Again, the pitching, runners on base, the pitching falls apart. Runners in scoring position, the batters fall apart. Getting on base is not a problem. When we're pitching generally with nobody on base, we're actually okay. The errors, the on-field errors again, it's costing us so many. It's silly little things. That's the thing. It's because the metrics and the advanced stats don't make sense to our form right now. They're actually all right. We're okay. It's just silly errors. The pitching going to pot with runners and with opposing runners in score position, and us not being able to do anything in scoring position. Like that example right there, 6-6, top of the 8th, chance to take the lead, chance to blow the game open, and Crawford struck out swinging. All right, George. what we'd like to do with new guests on the pod is talk about how they got into the Phillies. How long have you been a Phillies fan for?
So, Phillies was around 2020, really, but Philadelphia is since 2010. So
who
Flyers
came
was my
first?
First love, the Flyers.
The Flyers.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So I've probably told this story about 20 times last week when everyone kept asking me, and every other time I've ever been there. So I came home from school one day, and just turned on ESPN, or Setanta as it was back in the day. I think we're all old enough to remember that.
Yep.
And it was the 2010 playoffs, Stanley Cup final, Game 3, and it was a replay against the Blackhawks. And I just thought, what a sport this is. I've never seen this. You know what it's like over here. We don't get any American sports, really. And just said, whoever wins, I'll support them. And then Giroux scores in overtime. Rest is history.
And there you are. And then you were just hooked from then on.
And then, just hooked from then on. Watched the Road to the Winter Classic in 2011, 2012, which helped like form a relationship with like the Flyers in more detail. Bit of things in my own life, like my mum dying. The Flyers were kind of like that escape at that point in my life. But in 2012, the Penguin series, like my mum's in hospital, very ill, and then I've got the Penguin series where they're beating the absolute living daylights out of each other. Like, what a perfect like escape that is. And then just started to go. Even said to my dad literally yesterday, I think he was like, why did you let me go at 17 years old? And he was like, I couldn't really say anything, could I? So I just went and fell in love with the city from literally the day I landed. The people, the energy, everything about, you know what it's like. Dave, Richard, Morgan, you know what Philadelphia as a city is like. And then just, I think around 2020, I started playing MLB The Show. And thought, I've got to choose the Philadelphia team. And then started following it closely, and then obviously we have that run in 2022. Have they just scored? Yes, they have. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I was trying to. You're going through your story, and right on cue.
I just looked on my left-hand side at home run. Fantastic.
Seiya Suzuki's just gone yard and taken the lead at the bottom of the 8th. It's now. What's the score,
6-7.
Richard?
6-7.
It's 6-7. Every show. I feel bad. George is going through his story, and the Cubs take the lead. It's just typical Phillies have to ruin everything.
Yep.
Go on.
That would have been prime Castellanos moment.
That would have been prime. I was thinking this is prime Casty right now. Nice one, Brad Keller.
About my mum dying.
Yeah. Moments later,
right,
Brad Keller comes up to pitch, and it's all gone wrong. God.
Yeah. But like I say, I mean, I started following that 2022 run, and I'll never forget watching that Hoskins home run on my iPad at 10 o'clock at night, and I just thought, what this is now the sport. And then obviously the Flyers have started to become a bit more relevant in the last few years. So
absolutely. And so was this trip your first time to Citizens Bank?
No, last year was.
Last year, right?
Yeah, last year was my first time. We won 4 games out of 6. We'd come back from the Cubs series and we were 15-13, and then the season started to turn around. And I thought, okay, I'm a good luck charm here. So I went back again and didn't prove to be the case. So.
And what was your first impressions of Citizens Bank? I love hearing about this when people go there, because it's a special place.
Yeah, I mean, I won't forget it because I think I landed on the Tuesday. And I walked in and there was a lady there in section 132 by the third base gate. And her name was Josie. I found her again this year. And I walk in and she just saw my face. She said she'll never forget seeing my face because it was like, I'm here. This is it.
Yeah.
And obviously then you start talking and you realise you're not from from around those parts. And she managed to give me some free stuff from the Phillies. You know, the organisations like Dave, they're amazing. She's given me some stuff for my baby that's on the way, like burp cloths for the Phillies and Fanatic books. She's given me more free stuff on this trip. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Like I said, I just walked in and just like, I'm here. You know, it's not the iPad anymore. I can see WB Watson sign. I can see Monty's angle. I can see the bell. And then when you hit that first home run, and the bell goes, you're just like, yes, I'm here. This is it.
There's something magic about it, isn't it?
And just the crowd, everyone's high-fiving each other, and we don't do that here. Like, if I was to go to a Stoke game and we score a goal and turn around to the bloke next
There'd be
to me
no one
and
there.
high-five him, well, that would...
Sorry, that was a load. Sorry.
Kind of tee you up
I'm
there.
quite surprised if Stoke score a goal, so it's probably more just shock
Yes.
than
Yeah.
excitement.
But you wouldn't normally go and high-five the person next to him. One, because they wouldn't have a hand, because they're from Stoke. And two, you definitely wouldn't go and high-five them. But like things like that, you're just high-fiving people, you're talking to people, you meet people, you go out for a beer after the game. I mean, it's just, yeah. There's genuinely nothing that you can beat about it. It's the greatest time,
It really is, which is sort of why, although when I go in June, I don't know what sort of product I'm going to see on the field. But again, like you said, the social aspect of it, chatting to fellow fans, being able to vent and being there, being able to vent to fellow fans, but just have a drink and just being at the ballpark and just chatting to fans, going to stateside live as it is now. Oh, did you see the redevelopment? Was that finished when you were there?
It's almost finished. It looks good, but it opens in a few weeks. But
29th of May, I think. So just pretty much in time for you to get there.
Sweet. I might watch some of the games from there instead. No, I'm. Yeah, you know what? It's not going well, but I just going back to the bank. Again, just meeting people, just being out in the sun, sitting back, watching baseball. Being a baseball, especially a Philly sports fan in general, you have to ride the highs with the lows, and more often than not, it is the lows, which is why the highs are always so sweet, which is why that 2022-23 run was so special. You wait so long for it, and it's why like the Flyers right now, this run, I think whatever happens to the Flyers will always be special. It has that 22 feel to like with the Phillies, because you go through so much shit to get there. You're up at all hours watching garbage, aren't you? And then finally, you feel like you've been through the pain, you've earned your stripes, and then when it happens, when success comes, it's so good. It's so good. And it's just, I feel like we've got to ride this out. Like I said, if we can just get to 500 by All-Star break, I think we'll be okay. What's your favourite place to... Where's your favourite hangout? Oh, first of all, actually, favourite cheesesteak spot in Philly?
Oh, I mean, that is a tough question. I mean, my first ever one was at Sonny's, which is on Market Street.
Yep.
And I would probably say, just for nostalgia purposes, I'm going to go Sonny's. I think it's like third and Market or something like that in the Old City. So I'll go there.
Sonny's is a nice part of the city as well. I do like Old City. I really do.
Yeah.
Favourite place to get food in the ballpark?
So I'm going to say now, the barbecue spot. Is it? I can't
Bulls.
remember the name. Bulls Barbecue.
Bulls Barbecue, yes.
Yeah, I had the burnt ends cheese.
Yes, my man. It's so good.
Yes, that was worth the feeling of putting on about a stone in weight and then Saturday evening.
Yeah.
So I had
having
that
a literal
on
cardiac arrest while you're eating
Yeah.
it. Like, oh.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to go for the barbecue burnt ends cheesesteak for sure.
I had that for the first time. I think, in fact, Rich, I think you got one last year and I tried some and I was very skeptical at first.
Yeah, Rich, you would not stop talking about it. You told me to get it about 4 times. We're there for 2 games. You're like, you need to get it.
It was incredible. What
Adolis
Garcia has tied the game.
It's an absolute rocket.
Oh, that would be really exciting for me to see.
Sorry, I can't. This is the most excited I've been for the Phillies all year. It's 7-7, top of the 9th, no outs. Come on! See, look, we're talking positively about the Phillies and Philadelphia, and look what's happening! Magic! Let's have a lead, Trey Turner, come on!
Just having a look at that pitch, by the way, that is above the zone. How the hell has he pulled that to left? Like, Wrigley's not an easy place to pull a home run to. How the hell?
Yeah, that's out the box. It's a ball in high. Dead center, but high. Yeah, you're right.
He pulled that. I love Adolis Garcia. But anyway, George, carry on.
Yeah, sorry, George.
No, we were just talking about favourite ballpark places, so I've already given my choice.
Oh, yeah, burnt ends. No, it was you talking, Morgan. Yeah. Sorry, man.
I was just going to say the Chickies and Pete's. It's a little basic, but the
Oh.
crab fries are really good.
They
It
were
just-
my first thing I had at Xfinity Mobile, or what was the Wells Fargo Centre.
They've got rid of
And
the
that
cheese
smell.
holder, though, right?
Eh?
They used to have a little holder for the cheese sauce, and apparently
Oh
that's
yeah, you
gone
have to
now.
hold the cheese. You have to hold the cheese
It
and
used
get
to have
the
a little
chips in.
holder, so you could just dip it. It was great.
What a
No,
joke.
that's shrinkflation.
Boycott it. That's it. Where's your favourite spot in Citizens Bank Park to watch the game?
So, I'm very lucky. I was sat behind home plate in section 124 against the Braves on Friday night. That was pretty special because it gives you such a different perspective of seeing the ball. Now, admittedly, it was Taiwan Walker pitching, so it was left, right, and centre. But it was that was pretty cool because you can see, you can really see the balls and the strikes, really clearly. And also it gives you a respect of how close the pitcher is to the batter.
Yep.
And it gives you that sense of you have literally no time to think where this ball's going. And if it's tunneling, you think you're swinging middle, and it drops and it's out of the zone, and you're doing a Nick Castellanos.
It gives you a true reflection of how split second decision they have to make. That's if I get standing room only ticket, I'll
Stand
sometimes
behind there.
I'll stand there. I love it. We've got the backdrop in the background. It's especially the White Sox. There should be nobody there by that point. Maybe I have to walk myself down. But it's just such a nice perspective of the game as well. And that's one of the beauties of Citizens Bank Park is that you can stand anywhere in the park and watch anywhere in the park. And that's one of my favourite spots, just to sit a couple of innings stand right behind home plate, and just get that sort of near batter's eye view. And it is fantastic. Flyers wise, did you go to a game?
I went to the Montreal game. I got some things for Richard, which will be in the post tomorrow.
I love that.
I got a rally towel. So now I have 3 Phillies rally towels and 1 Flyers rally towel, which is I will eventually get them up on the wall. But yeah, I was selfishly hoping we didn't clinch it against the Canes, and I could have gone.
And you could have been there for the clincher.
But I would say even the atmosphere that day, everyone was happy. Everyone's waving the towels. We get to see Oliver Bonk's first goal, which if you don't follow the Flyers, he's a prospect defenseman. It was, again, I just love being there. It takes me back so many memories, smelling the crab fries as soon as you walk in. And just the feel of just everyone is just going mental.
It was
pretty special.
I wasn't there, but it felt like even just watching it felt like a sort of real celebration. That game was like we're in, and then there's all the the sort of the vets are resting. We're playing kids, and then the kids go out there and beat one of the best teams in the league, and big production from all the new guys. It was
I've got to ask that. Oh, to both of you, and we are starting to turn this now into a Flyers show. How far could this team go? There just feels like there's some magic there.
Honestly,
they won't get past the Canes, in my opinion.
Yeah, the sensible thing is they won't beat the Hurricanes in 7 games.
And that would be who they would have next,
Yeah.
Well, we're expecting the Hurricanes to beat the Senators. The Hurricanes are really good, and we could maybe beat them in a 3 or possibly a 5-game series. I think beating them over 7 is going to be too hard. But
why is that? Why is that for people that don't?
8% chance to get into the playoffs, and it was meant to be difficult against the Penguins. The job's not done yet, but they've got out to a 3-0 lead. So we've been one of the best teams in the league since the Olympics. But I just don't want to. I think feet on the ground. We're playing with house money basically at this point. We shouldn't even be in the playoff this year. Just to be there with such a young team and to be showing up and performing and playing with heart, and it's we're not fluking these wins. We are good value for them, and we went behind and the heads didn't drop, and there's just a lot of character to the team. So it's just house money at this point. We're just certainly for me anyway. I'm just enjoying the ride.
What do you reckon, George?
I'm the same. If they get, which they will get past the Penguins on Saturday, I just can't see us getting past the Canes in 7. I think we nick maybe 1 or 2 games. I think it goes 6. But they're just so good across the ice. They have a great power play, penalty kill. They're just stacked. It's like facing. a Braves team that we faced in 22 that won't choke. You know,
But the Braves
that's the
team
difference.
did choke in 22.
I know they
The Phils
did.
did choke them in 22.
So that would be my only hope, is that they haven't got past their hump yet, the Canes. So hopefully, you know, that trend continues. But they are, you know, I think they beat us pretty much every game, bar the last game. You know, when
They
we played
rested like Aho and
Yeah,
Charles
exactly.
and, like,
Yeah,
some of
they
their
had-
top guys didn't play.
I could imagine the whole city going into meltdown if they managed to get past that. Like that would be it, wouldn't it? Like it would be.
Then we probably end up playing Buffalo, and then if we beat them, we end up playing Colorado. You know, it's just it's a real.
Start greasing the poles, lads. If we beat them, you know what I mean? That's all I say.
Would you try and get out there for a potential
No,
Stanley Cup?
unfortunately, it's too late now with the kid on the way in July. It's just, unfortunately, things probably don't line up.
No, understandable.
But either way, yeah. I mean, what else was out there? I also went to 2 other ballparks as well, which was pretty cool.
Of course, you went to Baltimore, and what was the other one?
Baltimore and Yankee Stadium.
What did you think of those?
Baltimore was fantastic, apart from losing my Oakley sunglasses and getting sunburnt. It was a weird stadium because there's literally nothing. Like Philly, there's stuff going on. Like, you literally get the train, you get the light rail down, and there's nothing. And you don't really want to spend much time in Baltimore.
No, I'd agree with that. Apart from the port and the marina side of things, but yeah.
Nah. The ballpark's amazing. It's, you know, you've got the Camden Yards, you've got the warehouse. Yankee Stadium, I think I liken it akin to like Old Trafford, just full of tourists.
Yeah.
You know,
Weird place. It's a really weird place.
it's a weird place. It really is weird, Morgan. Yeah, I agree.
I enjoyed it, but I did do the museum. I don't know if you did Monument
Yeah, I
Park
did.
Museum. I did the museum and absolutely loved it. And then I was at a Red Sox Yankees game when I went. I don't know who the Yankees were playing when you went, but it was a Red Sox game, so there was that little bit of animosity, and it was a 1-0 game, so I did see quite a close game, and there was that little bit of bite in there. I don't know what you saw, but
We saw the Angels.
oh yes, no one really cared. Oh, did you see the Trout game? The Trout Judge.
Yeah.
home run?
Yeah, so I saw a Trout and Judge home run, so I can tick that one off. And there was a massive fight in the stands.
Oh, you got the full experience.
Yeah, I got the full New York experience that day. But yeah, I mean, I think it was just kind of one of them things. I think I paid $6 for the ticket at Yankee Stadium.
Wow.
And it was like in the bleachers, so I just decided to like walk down and do what you did, Dave,
Yeah.
and stand behind home plate. But it's just some of those things, you know. I can say I've been to Baltimore, I can be, you know, been to Yankee Stadium. So
Yeah, Yankee Stadium just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't quite appeal to me. Like, I'd love to do Camden Yards. That's on my bucket list. Wrigley's on my bucket list. Fenway, I'd love to do.
Wrigley's
But Yankee Stadium's not that. Even Pittsburgh, I'd love to do. Even Kansas, you know. In fact, Yankee Stadium's quite low down. However, if the Phils played there, you know, I would go over. But it feels like an Old Trafford-y type vibe, like you were saying. The Phils is tied 7-7 top of the ninth. Turner on first, no outs.
Trey walked after challenging a pitch.
Yeah, ABS challenge.
And it was an ABS challenge. I tell you what,
There's some fight.
glass half full here. If the Phillies 3-2 count now, if the Phillies pulled this off and won this game,
Why
maybe.
are you saying these words out loud?
Yeah,
I
like,
don't know.
come on.
I'm trying. This is
Like
what
being
they
negative.
do. They suck me in. Look, one man on first base, and they're getting me already. But they need something going to Atlanta, and who knows? Maybe who have we got pitching actually?
Zach Wheeler's back on Saturday. Zach Wheeler's back in this series. I can't remember exactly which game. I think
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is Saturday, isn't it? So it'll be Nola tomorrow. That's
And then
brutal.
Painter?
Chicago to Atlanta.
Painter Sunday, maybe?
Lizardo.
I
mean, Painter's missed.
Painter, Wheeler, Nola. Next three.
In that order. Yeah.
Who knows what Nola you're going to get? Painter has done okay,
Wheeler you're going to get back.
but Wheeler's the big question mark, isn't he?
Yeah, he didn't look good in his final rehab start. He didn't look good, but I don't know what we can put that down to. Because
I think he'll be really good.
I think the weather was pretty poor, Morgan. I think it was horrible conditions.
To be honest, a lot of the times, like I mean, I don't have the stat. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like from seeing around the league, like, you know, when you're looking at maybe your fantasy team, if you've got a guy coming back, often rehab starts aren't great. and then they come back into the big league and they're fine.
The one
Yeah.
thing I'm coming on to is
I might be
think-
completely wrong, but that's what it feels like from, just casually. Oh, I've got a picture on the IL and my fantasy team. How's his rehab going? Oh, not good. And then he comes back and he's great.
He's good, yeah. I think the one thing I'm clinging on to is Trevor May, obviously former Mets and A's and Twins reliever. He's done a YouTube video about like who's good in spring and then compared to the regular season. And Zach Wheeler is like the one that has the biggest gap between spring results and then regular season. So I think he just doesn't. I say he doesn't care, but he can ramp it up when it matters, and then he fully ramps it up
In rehabs, is he?
Sorry.
He's not going to go all out in rehab. Oh,
No, yeah, exactly. He's not gonna go
in
all out,
rehabs, is
whereas
he?
when it comes to it.
Phil's have 2-1, no out.
Bryce Harper's batting 300 with 3 home runs in the 7th inning or later this season.
That's a
Don't get me
stat.
excited. Just don't get me excited.
And Bryce has been pretty hot. It's just, this is what I don't get. Bryce has been hot. Kyle's still banging home runs. Trey's dipped again. He's had a horrible series. But it's just that middle lineup. Well, they're saying that Garcia's now hit a home run.
This feels like a live watch along without being.
I know. I was expecting the Phillies at 6-1 to just be done, and I didn't think we'd be clinging on to a little bit of hope.
The Garcia one's really weird though, because I will continue to defend this man while he's still swinging a bat well. He's in the top 10% across the league for average exit velo. So when he connects, he's hitting the ball really hard. It's not like the age has got to him and he can't swing a bat. Top 10% across the league swinging a bat.
Also, I saw another stat, and in the both series with the Cubs, they have not had many hard hit balls. The ones that have gone out the park, but they've had so many bloops and balls through the gap. It's been ridiculous. Harper's getting into a deep count. Richard, let's do the Interpod competition because someone swept this weekend. Come on, back in
I
it.
need to look on my Google sheet. I've got the Phils game up. Yes, you did. You went the Reds to beat the Twins, which and you got the Brewers. Well, we all went the Brewers. So the second week in a row we've had week 2. Obviously, we all went Mariners. And then you got the Mariners again for you. So you're now off
Back
the bottom
in it.
spot, but you're halfway. I got the Brewers and the Mariners right this week. So 6-5 for me, 6-3 for me, 5-4 for Dave, and 4-5 for Morgan.
It's back on.
Bryce Harper's
Although we've got a man in. Who's gone to third? Oh, Dylan
Taylor.
Moore's batting.
Who
all came into pinch run.
for Schwab's, I think.
Anyway, so for this week's games, we have the Yankees at the Astros, the Tigers at the Reds, and the Cubs at the Dodgers.
So
Dave, as you're clearly the expert.
yes, after my sweep, I am going for a sweep again. I've gone for the Yankees. I'm going for the Reds because the Reds aren't letting me down at the moment, and I'm going for Cubs. This mighty Cubs team, best team in baseball, are going to show the Dodgers what for. I think the Cubs are going to upset them.
Nice. Yeah, I've gone. I went Yankees. Well, actually, yeah, we all went Mariners in week 2. We all went Brewers in week 3, and we've all gone Yankees in week 4. And actually, week 1 we all went in the Red Sox. So there's always one game where we seem to go for a sweep. It's the Dodgers for me over the Cubs. It's the evil empire, isn't it? And it's just
They're on a roll, right?
Yeah,
It's
what do
just
you do, like-
ridiculous.
I know Tony's on base streak ended, but what do you do?
It's just a robot at this stage, isn't he? It's just ridiculous. Morgan.
I've gone the same as Rich. We've both gone Yankees against the Astros, the Tigers to win their series, and then the Dodgers to beat the Cubs. We've copied each other, so I can't even make up any ground. So I'm hoping.
So I've gone completely well, apart from the Yankees, I've gone completely different to you two. There's another injury delay in this game. I feel like I can't wrap this up while we're in such a close game. George, what was your highlight of the week while you're in Philly?
Saturday night, watching the third period. I was about a block away from Garage. If you know what Garage is.
In
Centre City.
South Philly?
No, Centre City.
Is there 3 garages now? There's one in South Philly. There's one in Fishtown.
I went to garage. It was packed. So then I went a block away, and there was like a bar.
Oh, okay.
Kind of empty. Well, it wasn't empty, but it was just I could get in, and I just stood in there, and within 3 minutes, Port Martone Sanheim scores, and I was just like, the place went mental. And the best way of describing it is you had the experience of dancing on your own when you were in Philly.
Yeah.
Everyone singing it. Having that experience of everyone in the city singing "Man I Need" by Olivia Dean, and it
Just
being on
mental,
repeat.
isn't it? It's another
It's
British
It's
artist.
such a weird song to pick. Like, don't get me,
Yeah.
it's a great song, but it's just like, you know, when it sort of came out that it was Ziggy's choice, right? That was
Yeah.
and Tiffany was like, yeah, we'll just roll with it. You know, you listen to it and like it's great, but it's not what you think of as like a, you know, a sort of hype up victory song. Like,
It's the same as dancing
Everyone
on
was
my own.
singing it
Though.
though.
yeah.
Everyone was singing it. So that, and then also I went to the Flyers practice facility on the Friday,
Oh, okay.
and got Dan Vladar, the man of the hour, to sign my jersey, which I have on now.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he was the only one that came out after practice, but yeah. Again, there's so many highlights. To be honest with you, I mean, every time I go, it's like, you know, I meet people and
Yeah.
okay, the baseball was crap, let's be honest, but at the end of the day, I'm still out there, I still enjoy it, and I got to experience some Flyers playoff hockey, which is something that they are my first love, so I'm going to take that to the
No,
grave.
I love that. And it's, for me, the biggest, when I went to my first October game and experienced postseason out there, is that everyone's locked in to every pitch. And I imagine with the hockey, everyone's locked in on the game. Like, usually when you go to a regular season game, you get social, you miss pitches, you even miss an inning king for food and stuff. But when it comes to postseason baseball, every single pitch mattered, and everyone's eyes were glued on what is going on, and everyone's living and breathing every single pitch. And I imagine that's the same with the hockey as well. No one's taking their eyes off the screen. Everyone's living every moment, every big tackle, every chance. The atmosphere is just so different, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's what makes sport so great. You know, I can walk into a bar with people I don't know, and by the end of it, we're high-fiving each other, you know, wanting to have a beer with each other. I mean, it doesn't matter what you think, you know. Some people weren't too keen on the Orange Man, so they made that very clear to me, based on my impression I kept giving them. And then, they would, you know, you go in a bar and everyone's just so happy, you know. I think that's the best thing about Philly in general. It's like Liverpool in this country, and we just struck out swinging. I saw it as
Brandon
well,
Marsh
Richard.
has gone down.
Yeah. Right, you looked at one
You know,
right down the middle.
I know. I just saw it in the bottom of my screen. But I think that's the best thing about Philly. It's like Liverpool. If you're in with them, you're in. If you're against us, then game on. You know what I mean? So I think that's the best way of thinking about Philly as a city.
I would put Philly with Liverpool, with Leeds, with Newcastle, very much where the teams mean everything to the city, and if you're in, you're in. If you're against, you're against them. Yeah, bring it on. It's exactly it, and that's why I get excited going to Philadelphia every time, because I don't know what's going to happen. You know, you don't know who you're going to meet. You know what?
Just quickly on it being like Liverpool in terms of sports, we are talking about Everton. Who are
Yeah, definitely.
We're talking about the city, Richard. I would never say
exactly
Philadelphia and
in
Liverpool
the centre
Football Club are
where
the
all the
same.
Everton fans exist. So then
Yeah, exactly.
it'd be like going to Delco to find the Liverpool fans.
That's a good one.
Brilliant.
When the World Cup gets near, we'll do a football, baseball crossover somehow. Comparison. I was hoping the Phils would take a lead and we could wrap this up with the Phils, but now we're in the potential of the Cubs walking it off, and this could end all south.
5 hour podcast.
So I may cut it here and cut my losses, and just in case, I can't handle a walk off on air.
I mean, Dave, I could take everyone's mind off it by just talking about the minor leagues.
Minor league report. Yes, Morgan. Let's go to minor league report.
I mean, the first bit, which isn't really about the actual score or anything, but the Reading Fighting Phils are wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles jersey on Saturday. It's bright green. It looks beautiful. And that's amazing. In terms of players I want to talk about, Cody Bowker was 3rd round pick in last year's draft. And a couple of days ago for Clearwater, he struck out 7 in 3 innings, didn't allow a walk, just 1 hit. Looked pretty good from what I've seen. Dante Nori he played centre field for the first time this year because he had a shoulder issue. It'd been DHing, but he actually played centre field for the first time the other day, which I think is a really nice positive when we talk about kind of prospects and no one really developing. But it's really nice that he's getting somewhere. Matthew Ferreira in Clearwater as well, 13 games, 13 hits in 265, 315, 510. And the other one in AAA is Carter Keyboom, who people have said he should come up and play for Bone.
Yeah, I saw Jack Fritz tweet about that the other day.
He's a weird one. In his major league career, he's played 130 odd games, mostly for the Nats. He was quite high in the Nats prospect pipeline, but he's got a 597 OPS in the major leagues over 130 games, so he's not really done it. Whereas in AAA so far this year for AAA, 17 games, 21 hits, 1 home run. He's hitting 313, 378, 433. So it's like he's doing it in AAA. He's former top prospect. Whether that goes anywhere, I don't know. It's like Pedro Leon was a good prospect in the Astros system. We re-signed him to a minor league contract, so we had to release him. With all the moves that we've been doing recently in terms of releasing players and whatever else, Pedro Leon got released, and then we've re-signed him on a minor league contract because there's some weird things with him being injured at the moment and then the minor league injured list. But I'm interested to see if Keyboom comes up at all this year because Stott isn't hitting a ball well at all, but I think he leads the league leads all second basemen in baseball for outs above average, so he's playing really good defense.
And he made a great catch today as well.
Yeah, he did. Really nice play today. So I don't know if he comes up and plays second. I don't know what they're going to do with Bohm. We want Bohm to work it out. Obviously, I know you love Alec Bohm. I don't know if they're just going to keep letting him figure it out, whether Keyboom comes up at any point, because there's no space at short or first.
The thing is, there's nobody you can put in there for him. You can't play Souza every day, as we've seen.
Can't.
Kemp's, well, no, he's not. He's gone down now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone down. He needs regular at bats, and I think Kemp's been slightly screwed over, to be honest, by the organisation, because they've tried playing him first, second, third, and left field, and he was really good in AAA, but then they've just tried to shoehorn him in. I hope
This is what I'm worried about. Is the Phils rushing up these prospects? Fine, but then I'm worried we break.
Like Felix Reyes, I think he's played first, third, and left field already. Like, I might be wrong on that, but I'm sure Felix Reyes started today at third. I'm sure he's played a game at first, and I'm sure he's played at least 1 inning in left. Like, what are we doing? Like, yeah, he's got a bat, but it's frustrating.
Also, Gage Wood had his first struggles so far this season in his last outing.
4 runs in 2 1/3 innings. He struck out 4, which is nice, but yeah, 4 runs. So he's a long way from the major leagues still. But we'll see what happens with Gage Wood. I didn't really want to touch on the negatives because we could talk about negatives all day with.
Well, we might get one in a second as well. I might wrap this up quickly because the Cubs have a man on second with 1 out and Horner's at bat. Right, George.
Quickly, I did a little just in honor of Taijuan Walker. Now that he's obviously been released, did a quick little montage of his Phillies highlights. And there we go. Right, we can move on.
Hey, the London series. We all forget him. How dare we all forget the London series?
To be fair to Taijuan, it's like, as much as I'm glad he's no longer on the team, I think he's handled this all very well. He's never come out and complained. He's been a professional about it. He just doesn't have he's just not the right level anymore. So I don't miss him, but I think he handled it well.
Quick story about Taijuan Walker. London series. He was the day after. It would have been the Friday night. It was the Friday night because the coaches and Topper came to Passyunk on Thursday. Taijuan Walker and his girlfriend went to Passyunk on their own, completely on their own, and obviously swamped by people. And he would spend literally 20 minutes outside before he even got into Passyunk. Signing autographs, taking pictures, talking to his fans. His girlfriend was also very, very nice as well. And then I had to leave for a boat party thrown by the Philly sports guys. But from what I heard and people that met Tai Young, he gave up so much of his time to everybody at Passyunk Avenue and said he was the nicest guy. You know, such a talkable guy. Enjoyed being there. And gave up a lot of his time and a lot of out. In fact, he's there for a couple of hours as well with his girlfriend. So and from what I hear on social media and for what he does for charities in Philly, he's a top guy. So obviously it hasn't worked out pitching wise, but as a guy, all the best to him wherever he works out. All the best to Taijuan Walker because he's a top guy.
And then
unless he goes to the Mets,
I think there's also something I've seen on. I think there's also something I've seen on Twitter about how he's been always a big ally of the LGBTQ community.
Absolutely.
And obviously, we know not all athletes are. And so I know the people in that community are very, very appreciative of people like Taijuan Walker, who are obviously very supportive of him. So, yeah, shout out to Taijuan for being a great guy. It's just disappointing that he was really good before he came to Philly. He's just never really found that form after 2023.
Yeah, all the best to him. Genuinely, all the best to him. The Phils have got out of the pickle. They're going to extras. But I can't. I'm literally nearly out of battery. I've got 6% left. I'm not going to hold them anyway. But guys, George, thank you so much for coming on, buddy. Thank you for appearing on the podcast.
Thank you.
No way. What? By the way, actually, no. I'll ask you off air.
I know what you're going to ask.
Richard, Morgan, as ever, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully next week, it can't get any worse. Like, it cannot get any worse, surely.
It can.
Well, it can. That's a very niche Mick McCarthy quote. I think only the British audience will understand that. Right, yes, 5% left, I know. Right, from me, Dave Shaw, it is Ring the Bell. From Richard.
Ring the bell.
From George.
Go Flyers.
Oh, okay. I'll allow it. And Morgan.
Ring the bell.
Let's go. Cheers, folks.